what concerns me is the unpredictability still, what's called off-target mutations, where you maybe delete some genes, but they could also be deleted in other places or have other kinds of problems because it's not a perfect treatment. But I'm also really concerned about what we call dual use technology, where there's good that comes out of technology like nuclear energy and nuclear weapons and misuse of nuclear energy or the problems of containing nuclear energy or plastics. That's made our lives easier, but now we're very worried about plastics in the ocean, billions of tons every year of plastic bottles. We're worried about microplastics. So there's good and there's bad, and often we don't know what the bad will be until we've really embraced the good. And with something like CRISPR, where you can potentially change evolution by changing genes. Evolution changes genes through mutation, but it can take millennia, whereas we can just do it boom like this. So I'm really concerned about possibly rogue scientists doing things. I'm concerned about bioweapons development. I'm concerned about enhancement, those who can afford versus those who can't. So there's a plethora of problems associated with CRISPR that we don't hear much. We don't hear much about CRISPR. I've never heard in the United States a politician ever talk about CRISPR. They talk about nuclear energy and nuclear weapons. They don't talk so much about plastic, though some will talk about climate change and environmental problems with plastic. But I think we need to talk about CRISPR before we just jump in and start editing. I'm very concerned that there's a new treatment for LDL cholesterol. And we know the gene that really has control over LDL. It's called PCSK9. And there's a company, Vertex, that can knock it out. And their research shows so far that can reduce LDL in people who have real high risk for heart disease by 70%. And these are people who don't respond to other forms of treatment. They call it one and done treatment. But PCSK9 also has other functions besides just controlling LDL. So I worry that we jump ahead and we don't see any side effects when we infuse someone for 4 hours, but what are the long-term effects? We tend to jump into things because, yes, they can alleviate suffering, but they can also cause unpredictable problems down the road.